WRSR, Owasso, Flint. The following program has been pre-recorded and is paid for by Discover Flint Township. The views expressed are those of Discover Flint Township and do not necessarily reflect the views of 103.9 The Fox or Krill Communications, Inc. Welcome to Discover Flint Township, a program showcasing our local community. Flint Township is ready for your next move. And now, your host, Flint Township Economic Enhancement Director, Tracy Tucker.
I'm Tracy Tucker, and this is Discover Flint Township, brought to you by the Flint Township Economic Development Authorities, HAP, Financial Plus Credit Union, Shea Automotive Group, and 103.9 The Fox. We're wide awake, and we hope you are too. This morning, we are speaking with Stacy and McKenzie from Shea Automotive Group, and our Guaranteed Rate Business Spotlight will shine on the Coffee Beanery. So Shea has a special guest coming up. Hi, Stacy and McKenzie. How are you today?
Good. We're good. How are you?
I'm good. It's May, and the snow has finally stopped, I hope. And
we always have that one opportunity, but I think it might be over finally.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
I know, right? So I'm going to let you get right into it because I know you've got a lot of stuff to talk about today. I'm going to step out and you can introduce your guest and then I'll loop back in at the end, okay?
Perfect. Thank you, Tracy. We're definitely looking forward to warmer days, but we do have a special guest here. Today we have Cathy Metz from Hurley Medical Center. Welcome, Cathy.
Thank you very much. So glad to be here.
Yes. And it kind of feels like forever ago that we delivered lunch to Hurley and all the healthcare heroes. Stacy and I really did enjoy doing that. It was a lot of fun.
Right.
Yeah, right?
Well, it had to have been this time last year,
It
right?
was this time last year.
It's amazing that a year has passed, but we were so grateful for that. Every time something like that came, you will never know what it did to the employees and how it lifted their spirits. Seriously.
It really
Thank
was
you.
cool. How many times? I mean, we went, it seems like we did that for a
I
couple
think it was
of
every
months,
week.
every week.
Every week
for
we went.
Maybe 3 months, but I remember, we went to a
Yeah.
couple nursing homes, but we did it regularly once a week at Hurley. That's
Yes.
great.
And we rotated it to the various units, and so that they all got
Yeah.
to feel that love. It was just so thank you.
Well, we're
Oh,
just
our
grateful
pleasure.
to be able to do something to help you guys
Absolutely.
out during that time for everything that you guys were doing for the community. So thank you for letting us be a part of that.
Oh, wonderful partners.
Absolutely. Am I up here? So we're kind of, go ahead, Cathy. What do you got for us today? I'm listening to McKenzie. I'm becoming emotional over the lunch and how far away we are from COVID. How about, let's just start there. Let's start with
COVID.
Start with COVID and where we're at and what's happening.
It's been a year, and of course we've all learned so much. And at Hurley, we are. I'm so proud of what we've accomplished and what we've done, and cutting edge treatment, partnering with some of the bigger institutions like Cleveland and Ann Arbor, and just really doing some really cool things, including monoclonal antibodies, and just the latest and greatest of treatments are happening at Hurley. But more importantly, it's a year later, and yep, there's a surge, and that's unfortunate. We kind of all expected it with the variants, but so we all need to keep our guard up. But at Hurley, it's just like we're such a well-oiled machine now, and we really know what we're doing. So we're business as usual. We have our COVID sections of the hospital, very safe protocols, and then we're still doing just a ton of elective surgery. It's spring, and people want to feel good and get outside, and they want their joints not to hurt, which is my segue.
Right. Oh, you got a joint replacement. Okay,
Yeah,
good.
Yes.
segue.
Perfect. I like that.
So tell us a little bit, like you said, joints. Tell us a little bit about what you do, what your position is at Hurley.
Okay, so I am a physical therapist by degree, but I've been a Hurley administrator now for a pretty long while. But
We don't talk ages. We don't talk ages in this room.
But anyway, the one of my areas of responsibility is the administrator over orthopedics.
Okay.
So it's a real nice fit. Kind of know the latest and greatest of everything in physical therapy and what our surgeons are doing and what's out there in the community, the state, the universe, that kind of thing.
That's great.
That is awesome. And are there any restrictions right now?
Joint replacement?
Yeah.
Nothing with relation to COVID at all. In fact, we're doing tons of joint replacements. In fact, we're kind of backed up from the people that waited. But restrictions as far as surgeons go, most of the surgeons, not just even our area, we belong to a big Michigan collaborative for quality. And most joint replacement surgeons really are not interested in helping people that are heavily smokers. So they're really encouraging that. And then a BMI level of 40 or less is kind of some of the restrictions that most surgeons, have in place for what they feel comfortable. And that's just an infection risk prevention measure. So
Sure.
Wow.
other than that, no restrictions.
Well, we like to be a little educational, so
Yeah.
just to kind of understand it, because we like to say, well, who doesn't we don't know all the details, right, to joint replacement. So is that considered a required surgery? Does it fall under elective? The point I'm getting to is, does insurance cover it? So if you have medical insurance.
Great questions. So it's an elective. Like most people choose to. There's never an emergency joint replacement unless there's a fracture. So the elderly that have a standing fall from, and then fracture a hip. Sometimes that leads to the surgeon replacing that joint. But like 99% of it is elective. You've got knee pain. It's progressed. The quality of your life has changed so that you're not enjoying the things you used to enjoy. And you have a mutual decision with your surgeon that it's time.
It's time.
And it's time, and it's time based on when you're ready. In the days past, it used to be, it might seem like time, but you're not old enough.
Right.
You need to wait. That has gone. That's been gone for a while now.
Because the life expectancy, if you will, of a joint replacement lasts long enough now that you don't have to wait.
Yes, exactly. Okay. 30 years ago, they were lasting, 10 years, 15 years. Right. And people did wait because you would only want to do that once. But now the prostheses themselves are lasting 30 years at least. So, it's really... Technology has changed dramatically.
Well, I have heard, first, after we get through here today, I do want to talk to you a little bit about my mother, who we thought she had a rotator cuff issue in her shoulder, and now they're saying, nope, that's not it. You'd need a whole shoulder replacement. So I'll pick your brain about that when we're off the air.
For sure.
But I have heard a lot of some of the replacements, like the titanium, like there was a few recalls that were Dupai or Dupai. I'm not really certain. I'm mentioning Depew mentioning that. So, are we past that now? Okay. Yep. Just curious.
No, you're right. There hasn't been an issue. I think they've all standardized. There are many joint companies, but just like Kleenex and tissue and there's all kinds of brands. They're all pretty similar, and the composition is definitely pretty standardized now. So
standard now.
Metal shaving thing of the 80s is gone.
Right. I figured as much with modern medicine, but I always like to ask because, you hear these horror stories about different things, and it seems like, the modern medicine, how everything has progressed, everything seems easier, right? Yeah. Any elective surgery, even needed surgery, everything that they can do with, heart transplants. My husband's a kidney transplant recipient. So, he's healthy. I mean, he's the healthy, you look at him, you'd never know. So it's interesting. Now I look back and hear about people that are going through transplants now, and that was 11 years ago. So it's totally different now. Everything's so advanced. It's amazing. Well, I
mentioned I was a physical therapist when I first started, and I started 35 years ago. We weren't going to talk numbers, but that's the number.
Right. Okay.
And when I brought it up, right? At Hurley, a joint replacement, stayed in the hospital for 4 weeks, and for the first 2 weeks they had to hop around on only the leg that hadn't been operated on.
Right.
And then after that they could put weight on, but then they went home, and it was such a slow progression.
Right.
And now they stay a day if they stay at all.
Right. Wow. And they're to get on it right away usually.
As soon as they wake up from anesthesia, we have physical therapists knocking on their room door, and it's time to walk, and it's time to do stairs and practice getting in and out of our fake car that we have, so you can do all of it. And
that's amazing.
Yeah, it's like a modern day miracle. Like one of our orthopedic surgeons just said that, and it's just like, that's really true when you think about it.
Right.
Take a whole part of a major portion of your leg and just exchange it. And
it just provides such a better quality of life if you can do that. I know, again, my mom had a knee replacement. It was great. She all of the things that she wanted to do. She said, other than I can't get down and scrub the floor anymore because she doesn't like to get down on her knee. She said she can do everything that she used to do, and she said, who wants to scrub floors anyway?
Exactly. Hello, Swiffer.
Right. So that works out.
I love Peggy.
Kathy, tell us a little bit. So tell us the main question. The main question is, why Hurley Medical Center?
Oh, easy answer.
Easy answer. I love it.
We all the hospitals belong to a collaborative, a quality initiative, if you will, and which is great because it's moved all of us, in such a better direction. And so while the data is de-identified, we see ourselves as we are scored against our peers, and we're just really proud of our lack of an infection rate, our readmissions rates, our return to emergency room things, and then just our outcomes. So that's the quality piece, and I would encourage anybody doing that. You should have a comfortable relationship with your physician. You should really feel like you're in the best hands, and then you should really do your research and figure out, who's doing a good job. Because unlike some of the more complicated things like a transplant or a really complex heart, like a new procedure that only Cleveland Clinic is doing, that's when you might need to leave town. For a knee replacement or a hip replacement, you shouldn't have to leave town. And this is not the surgery, is really evolved so that a good surgeon anywhere can do and get you a good outcome. But you want to check your hospital. You want to be comfortable with your surgeon. And then Hurley has this a program where we navigate our patient from beginning to end. So we bring them in for a free appointment to try to teach them everything they can do to get ready for the surgery and have a better outcome, to optimize themselves.
Right.
And then we have we call it our bracelet program, but just sort of a connectivity to, you're at home, it's 10 o'clock. I don't know, should I go to the emergency room? It seems like it's swollen. They told me it was going to swell, but is it going to get really swollen? So we have the 24-hour kind of a concierge and connection to your physician.
That's good to know.
Yeah. And so, we're just kind of holding your hand through this process because it's just really that beginning, that once you have that confidence and we get you over that hump, the outcomes pretty much are almost a guarantee as long as the patient's willing to put in the time for the therapy piece of it. But we just want, that first part is just scary and does get
sense of comfort, you being there too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Super helpful.
That's why Hurley, and we have a wonderful joint replacement unit, and we have dedicated nursing staff who just, really and truly stick to the protocol and the plans, and our physicians, and we have great surgeons. So
that's wonderful. Well, would you like to give an opportunity for anybody to ask questions about the podcast? So, McKenzie, you want to give your email address, and then maybe you can forward them on if somebody has a question that we didn't answer here today?
Yes, for any joint questions or anything about Hurley in general, please reach out to me and I will forward those over to Cathy. My email is mmiller@sheasavings.com. That's SheaSavings.com.
Perfect. Well, Cathy, thank you so much for being with us today. It sounds like
it was fun.
Yeah, it sounds like customer service is a part of the medical industry as well, so we can relate to that.
Yeah.
Well, we appreciate you being here today. We're grateful to have you.
Well, great. Have a great day, everyone.
Well, perfect, ladies. Thank you so much. I know here at Shea that we are so excited to be a partner with Hurley, as well as, participating in the events last year and this coming year, such as Pink Night. We look forward to seeing you and see what's going on later in the year, and thank you so much for joining us.
Yes, thank you guys so much.
Hey, you know what? I'm so glad that you guys brought her, and that was really interesting. And you bringing up Pink Night, we're probably going to do some more stuff on that when it gets closer. I think that's like what, September, October. It's in October, but we'll do something in our September segment about that. But before we wrap up for today, what kind of specials you got going on at Shea McKenzie?
So, I've been talking about the redesigned Buick Envision for a while now, but I'm pretty excited about it. So it's still $299 a month with 0% financing for 72 months. So come on down to Shea Buick GMC to get that. Or you can get a Chevy Trax right now for only $125 a month. I know.
Oh my goodness.
Cool, right?
Right.
Yes. So thanks for hanging out with us today. And I think next month, you're going to have it. Is that when Amberlynn Taylor's
It is.
Oh, yep.
Yes.
Kind of talk about Back to the Bricks.
Yes.
Getting that time.
All the things she's working on. Who knows? She might be building another statue around town. I mean, we're going to have to get with her and see what she's doing. No doubt.
Always got something going
Always
on. I've
on the
never
go.
seen anything.
Busy.
All right, great. See you guys next month.
All right. Thank you, Tracy.
I got them lined up here, and I want to remind our listeners that if you have any questions or suggestions, you can send those to discoverflinttownship@gmail.com. You can visit us, like us, and share us at Facebook at Flint Township Events, FLINTTWPEVENTS. Our YouTube channel is Discover Flint Township. There's a little bit of a theme going there. Visit our webpage, discoverflinttownship.com or flinttownship.org. And I want to thank our guests, Stacy, McKenzie, Cathy, and Michelle. And thanks to our partners, HAP, Shea Automotive Group, Financial Plus Credit Union, Guaranteed Rate, and 103.9 Fox. Discover Flint Township with us next Sunday with Dion Oliver and the Popcorn Wagon. I think that might be a different week. But you can still listen to us next week. I'm Tracy Tucker, the Flint Township Economic Enhancement Director, and I would like to remind everyone to stay safe, stay healthy, shop local, buy local, and discover Flint Township. See you later.
This has been Discover Flint Township with Tracy Tucker. For more information, visit discoverflinttownship.com. Flint Township is ready for your next move. The preceding program was pre-recorded and was paid for by Discover Flint Township. The views expressed are those of Discover Flint Township and do not necessarily reflect the views of 103.9 The Fox or Krill Communications, Inc.